Hey everybody, autobotjohn here, and this is just doing another trailer review and my thoughts on the new trailer for Ghostbusters. So I'm late to the party. I didn't even know about it until my brother said something to me yesterday about it, so I checked it out this morning. And I still think it looks like trash, and I'm going to give my points to why. And I know people have attacked me, and I've had a few people have commented that, oh, you're sexist, and you just can't let go of the original Ghostbusters. You don't want to move forward, and I'll get into all that. It's not going to be that long of a video, but after watching it, I still fear for this movie. I really do, because it still looks like trash to me. Um, did the second trailer look better than the first? Oh, absolutely. There was a lot more, but then I found a lot more that was worse with it. Um, First of all, you're not going to be able to convince me in any way, shape, or form that Chris Hemsworth, Thor, for God's sake, is a nerd. You chose wrong on that one. They might have done it on purpose, but he's the Janine character of this film. I don't buy it. So that right there is like, no, that's just, and it's almost an insult to his physique, his character, because Chris Hemsworth is not a geek. He's not a nerd. He's the strong, muscle bound. He's the huntsman. He's Thor. He's the guy who was in the remake of Red Dawn. This is a tough son of a bitch here. Not a geek, not a nerd, not a secretary. I don't buy it. I don't see it. That was a bad cast. Just like a lot of people didn't think that Jesse Eisenberg made a good Lex Luthor or Alexander Luthor. I'm not buying Chris Hemsworth as the Janine character. So that right there, that's strike one. This new trailer added a little more comedy into it, and I still didn't laugh. I don't know what it is. I'm not biased. I'm not racist. I'm not sexist. But these women are not funny. They're just not. Uh, there's a few moments where maybe I smiled, but that's it. See, the one thing that worked with the original Ghostbusters is, yes, it was a comedy, but it was not a forced on you comedy. You know, when you were watching the original, it's not like they made a joke and they expected everyone to laugh. It's almost like it happened by accident. Like, you had Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and these three, before Ernie Hudson joined the team, they'd make you laugh because of the situations they were in, because of the chemistry that they had, that's what worked. Just certain situations came up, and it's like, that's what made it funny. This movie feels like it's not just piggybacking off the original, but it feels like it's saying, well, this has to make you laugh. This has to happen, and we have to do this. We have to do this, and it's not working because both trailers now I've sat there and I haven't snickered once. In fact, I went like this on the first one. I didn't do that on this one, but I'm still not feeling it. Okay, and speaking of, I guess sexist is what you want to call it. So here's a question for you: if they're changing the cast to women, which I have no problem with, and they're trying to change the way the role women play in movies and life now, because let's face it, 2016, it's more women now, which I have no problem with that. But what I have a problem with is Leslie Jones. Nothing against her, just her characters. Because if you watch SNL, she's loud and she plays the very loud character. And I had a feeling going into this movie, going into the trailers, that Paul Feig was going to, she's going to play a loud character, just like Melissa McCarthy's going to play the bumbling female Chris Farley character. And so far, I'm right. Now, what pisses me off the most is that we're moving forward into a new era of Ghostbusters, is what they call it. They're reimagining things, right? They're trying to set it in today's standards. Why is the black woman not a PhD scientist? Why does she have to be the one working on the subways, in the subway station? the typical black woman, black person. Is there something wrong? Can a black person not be a scientist? Can they not hold a PhD? I don't get it. Why can't they all four be scientists? That right there I have a problem with, because it's stereotyping not just the woman aspect, but now you're also stereotyping. Well, I hate to say it because I'm not racist, but it seems like the movie is. You are literally stereotyping black people. So you're saying white people can be PhD scientists, but the black woman has to be the one that works in the subway station and knows a lot about the city. Well, here's what's funny, because a lot of people use this card on the original Ghostbusters. Oh, well, Winston just joined the team. He went in and he filled out the application, whatever you want to call it, and they gave him the job. Yes, but it is also mentioned in either, I think it's Ghostbusters 2, or it might have been the video game. But there is a certain point that's mentioned that Winston also has a PhD. So he is smart. He has some kind of background into the like science kind of background. Is he a paranormal thing? No. But I still say that that's one mistake that they should have moved past. Is, well, the black person has to be the outside person. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. In fact, a lot of my friends are, black guys and black women are very smart. Hell, smarter than me. I didn't claim to ever be the smartest, but they're real smart. And I just don't understand that. So maybe they should stop and think about that. Because to me, at least, I find that racist. I do. This is not going to stop me from seeing the trailer, and I'm probably, as much as I say I hate this movie so far, I am probably going to go see it. And all you people out there are I'm boycotting this movie. I don't think we should do that. I think it deserves to be seen, at least. I've seen a lot of weird trailers, and I go and see the movie, and it was okay. Me, personally, I like Dawn of Justice. Hated the trailers because I thought they showed too much, but the movie to me was amazing. I'm one of the few, I guess. But you can't judge a movie by the trailer, although, like I said, being totally honest, man, this trailer sure is letting you judge it. It really is. Okay, so moving past that does upset me, and I hope I'm not the only one. So Leslie Jones, I'm rooting for you, even though I just don't think your character's going to be all that. I just don't, because I don't think they wrote it that well, but maybe we'll be surprised. I don't want her to be the typical slapstick, big loudmouth character that she is on SNL most of the time. I want her to move past that. Because here's the other thing I'm worried about. These four women, if this movie bombs, and I mean bombs, which so far I really have a feeling it's going to, this could ruin your careers. It really could. With that being said, moving on to the next reason that I still have dread for this movie. The ghosts still look terrible. When you watch the original Ghostbusters, the ghosts are not the best, but at least the graphics hold up to today's standards. They still look menacing. The terror dogs in Ghostbusters 1 still kind of creep the hell out of you. I don't feel menaced in this. These ghosts are so glowy and bright and CGI that, first of all, they don't look real at all. Second of all, I feel no sense of dread. They are not scary. It kind of looks like a haunted mansion in a way, and that just looks really pathetic. For a Ghostbusters movie, it looks really pathetic. I think hopefully this is just a trailer, and when we go see the movie, they'll look a little more creepy. But I feel no sense of dread, so these ghosts are like a joke to me. This brings me to my fourth thing. I don't care what they say about this being a reboot. I so far see plots from the original movie. And I'll give you two examples. So far in the second trailer, I've seen them in a hotel, and I've seen them go up against, and it looks like they're going up against Slimer, who seems to be sitting there and scarfing down some kind of buffet tray or something. That's what happened in the first movie. They went to the Sedgwick Hotel, I think was the name of it, and they encountered the first ghost they've ever tried to bust, Slimer. And I'm starting to think that's where this one's going to start, or that's going to be in this movie. Another thing, I don't understand the villain because it looks like they're trying to do a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man like in the first film, but he kind of looks like the Ghostbuster logo with a bow tie. That looks kind of weird, cheesy to me. But at the same time, there was a scene in this movie where I don't know who she is, but she's talking about, can you say apocalypse? And it shows like a scene of a big skyscraper with some clouds and lightning around it. Well, to me, when I saw that, I'm like, that kind of looks like Dana Barrett's apartment from the first film where they had to go all the way to the top to take on Gozer and then the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So is this movie being original, or is it saying, hey, this is a reboot, but we're just going to follow the original story? And if they do that, really, come on, that's just pathetic. All right? Really pathetic. Because I don't think people want to go see the same thing that we already have on DVD. Be original at least. And here's the fifth thing that I think is going to kill this. It may hurt. Let's just say kill this movie. Is this a continuation or is this a reboot? What is this? Because is it me, or in the trailer does it look like that they are in the same firehouse as the original Ghostbusters? I thought at first that was just to show you, hey, this is what happened, 30 years ago, and 4 scientists saved the world. But then in the second trailer, if you watch real carefully, it looks like they show the firehouse and then it shows them inside that same firehouse. Now, I don't understand that. Are they just going to keep the firehouse from the first movie, or are they saying that the old Ghostbusters have been gone for a long? They're gone now, and these 4 are now taking the spot, and they're going to be in that same firehouse? I don't get that whatsoever. So what I don't understand is, if this is a reboot and not a continuation, why are there certain things that still happen from the original Ghostbusters? See, you can't do that. Like the first trailer to me was so insulting because it said 30 years ago 4 scientists saved the world and now it's a time for a new team. Well, if this is a reboot, then that shouldn't have happened, right? So why do we need to know that? Why did you need to tell the fans that? Because this is supposed to be a new beginning. So that has nothing to do with it, right? Or is this in the same universe, just a different city? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to throw all this, they're going to throw all this crap in here from the original films to try and please the old fans and then try to please the new fans with new stuff. And I'm not really cool with that. I mean, it's one thing to have Easter eggs in your movie, but not to just throw it in there to say, okay, shut up, old fans, here it is. No, because to me that's insulting to the old fans. Now, and here's the other thing I don't understand. I had somebody comment on it a couple months ago on one of my videos for the Ghostbusters trailer and said, well, you're old school. This movie isn't made for you. Well, I understand that. And I understand they want to move Ghostbusters into the future, start a new franchise with it, and they want to get more new fans involved. But while doing that, you cannot alienate the original fans who were the ones who went and saw the original, who bought it on VHS and DVD when it finally was available on DVD, who watched it on HBO when it first premiered, who watched the cartoon, who bought the figures, the proton packs for little kids, who played the video games, who read the comic books. You cannot alienate the fans who made Ghostbusters what it is. True, it was the writer and it was the actors who made Ghostbusters, but we as the fans were the ones who watched the movie and took it to the next level. We're the ones to put the money in the pockets of the producers and the executives and the people that owned it. We're the ones that made Ghostbusters what it is, and if it hadn't been for the fans, there wouldn't have been Ghostbusters, and there wouldn't have been a remake going on. So before you make a comment saying, "Well, it wasn't made for you," the director needs to stop and think, "Yeah, I'm trying to make it for a new generation, but I can't forget the old one either, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be making this movie." So no, I don't appreciate that comment. I think that's kind of hurtful to the original fans. And I hope this movie is a success. But right now, the way the second trailer is showing, it wasn't as bad as the first to me, but it still isn't good. And it's still crap. The ghosts still look like crap. I still don't think these women are that funny. And it has nothing to do with you're sexist. You just want an all male Ghostbusters. I don't care about that. I think they should have just chose 4 different women. There are other women that I think could have made it. What about Tina Fey? What about uh, there's other women. I'm sorry, I can't name a bunch of women because honestly, I stopped watching SNL after the Chris Farley and Sander days and Will Ferrell and all them. Like I said, Chris Hemsworth as a secretary, I don't buy it. I think it's a stupid move. They should have chose somebody else. With no offense to Chris Hemsworth, now he could kill it, but at the same time, don't tell me you're not going to be sitting there the whole time and going, "That's Thor. Thor's a secretary." I don't buy this. So that's my thoughts on Ghostbusters, the second trailer. You can write, comment, tell me what you think about it, but I'm just saying that honestly, I'm going to go see it. I may be the only one in my family that goes sees it. I don't know. My brother's already wrote it off. My other brother, he's on the fence about it. My parents, they don't care. I'm gonna go see it. My friends have wrote it off, so I'm probably gonna be the only one that close by that's gonna go see it. And I will definitely let people know. I won't lie about it. Like when I stand up and tell people that Dawn of Justice to me was an excellent movie, one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen. I'm not just saying that because I'm a DC fan. I am saying it because I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really good, especially after seeing it 5 times. I I understood the plot. I understood the dream sequences, and I thought it was a really good movie. It wasn't perfect, and it had a lot of flaws, but it was still a good movie. Have yet to see Civil War. I'm going to see that this weekend. I hope it's really good because I haven't really seen a phased Marvel movie that was bad. But I will say this. I did watch somebody's review of Civil War the other day. Non-spoiler, of course. But they made a comment saying, well, Marvel has never made a bad movie. In DC so far, they're 2 for 4 or whatever. And, I disagree with that. People have forgotten Ghost Rider 1 and 2. They're Marvel. People forgot X-Men Origins Wolverine. People forgot X3 The Last Stand, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the original Hulk, the one, I don't remember who played him, but you know the one I'm talking about. Not the one where Edward Norton played, the one before that. Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, the Fantastic Four that came out last year. The original Thor to me was okay. The Thor: The Dark World. So far, Thor movies by themselves suck. They're okay. They're not great. So let's see. Count that. That's almost 11 movies Marvel has done of their characters. It may not be Disney, it may not be Marvel, but it's movies of the Marvel characters that sucked. So don't sit there and tell me Marvel hasn't made their share of bad movies because that's a damn lie. Okay? Anything that happened after Iron Man 2 has so far been good. Anything that happened before Iron Man 2 or after the Avengers sucks. All right, just plain sucks, and you can't lie about that. I don't care how big of a Marvel fan you are. You cannot lie about the truth. Just like as a DC fan, I cannot sit there and say that Superman Returns was awesome. It wasn't. You cannot sit there and lie about Green Lantern because that movie was god awful. And I personally didn't care for the Nolan Batmans. I thought they were kind of boring. Um, the Dark Knight is, a lot of people say, well, that's the best superhero movie ever made. I will argue that. I don't think it was the best movie. It was good and had a really good story, but is it the best superhero movie? I do not think so. In my personal opinion, the best superhero movie to date is not Dawn of Justice, or those who are going to attack me. It is not the original Superman with Christopher Reeve. My favorite superhero movie to date is The Avengers. I love the very first Avengers. So, that's my thoughts on the Ghostbusters trailer 2. Let me know what you think. Are you going to go see it? Are you not going to go see it? Have you wrote it off completely? The one thing I will say is that I honestly think whether this movie is good, whether it is bad, or whether it's like some people have come out of Dawn of Justice like it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was I think because of the first trailer and the people just writing it off to begin with, I was one of them. Now I'm kind of changing my mind. But those that did that, I think this movie's dead on arrival. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to get a fair shot because I think it's dead on arrival. That first trailer has killed it already. So I don't think it's going to make box office records. I don't think it's going to do that good in the theaters. I don't think it's going to last that long in the theaters because it's already been written off. So anyway, it's been a long video. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. Later, guys.